left, hearing and contemplation should your hearing and contemplation must assist in helping you to help others. If you have attachment to this life, and if you do the hearing and contemplation, such kind of hearing and contemplation will only increase the wealth of pride, and obtaining such kind of wealth of pride will develop arrogance, the arrogance of despising those who you project as someone who is not, or who hasn't heard or contemplated. Hearing and contemplation done with attachment to this life will also cause you to have jealousy or envy towards those who have hearing or contemplation. And such kind of hearing and contemplation will only generate the motivation of acquiring material wealth or worldly entourage or disciples. So therefore, such kind of hearing and contemplation will become like a cause of lower realm or lower birth. So, which Taoism says, therefore, hearing and contemplation coming from attachment to this life, in other words, hearing and contemplation that is motivated with 8 worldly dharma, should be discarded. Next, then, is the meditation. Gomba jibi kanza bi imam ko nyembo thalam du bisawaji sanje du bisabin gomba la method mi dute sendile mi gomba ji member de chan du jin rotam prami khatan jin chosam chela kurba jin gomba jin na thado jin rangi gomba namyang jin cheji ji something jona show. After establishing the discipline and hearing and contemplation, obvious stage that we are to conclude our aim is meditation. Just so that you are in the right track, or myself in the right track. We are still talking about the first point, the point of abandoning the attachment to this life. meditation is quite vast. At glance, when the moment we say meditation, I think it automatically refers to something like sitting straight, sitting in a quiet place, cross-leg and all that. But to be more specific, actually meditation is not necessarily that. You know, in the Buddhist practice advice, we talk about post-meditation and meditation stage. Post-meditation is equally important, if not more, occasion to practice the spiritual path. I think, okay, so when we talk about meditation, actually maybe the clearest way to, or sort of the easiest way to get used to the idea of meditation is something to do with getting accustomed to. As many of you who are following the Tapokaji tradition, you know, Jangun Kontrolor has said, even though there's nothing to meditate upon, there is something to get used to. Getting used to or getting accustomed to is basically what all the Dharma practice, every method, from a simple offering of incense or circumambulation to all the exotic rituals that we witness, they are all actually to get accustomed to something. Now, what are we trying to get accustomed to? We are trying to get accustomed to the truth. So here now again we've got to the fourth point, okay? Because view is very important. It is the view that decides. To establish the view, we do the hearing and contemplation. Establishing the view is something that beginners must invest time and energy. View in the Tibetan word is called tawa. View is basically, okay, again I'll try to sort of make it accessible. I'll try, but the danger is when I'm trying to make it accessible, I always end up making the terms less than what it is. But this is always the challenge. The view is something like an idea also, idea. An idea is very strong. If you look at our normal situation, it is the idea that drives us. the idea of idea is also the creator of the value, or it is actually the idea. Yes, idea is the creator or the ground of the value. Value. So, ideas also come from cause and conditions. If you read cosmopolitan magazines, Vogue magazines, I have to be a little bit sarcastic here because of some Vogue people. If you read too many of these, then you develop a certain idea that to be slim is a good thing. So suddenly, to be slim is the view. So then you read the Vogue magazine, subscribe again and again, hang around with the Vogue people, go to these special coffee shops where the Vogue people hang around. Vanity Fair is the right word, actually, such a beautiful word, Vanity Fair. That's when you are doing the hearing and contemplation. You are doing the hearing and contemplation of this knowledge. And then you begin to cut down pasta, rice, enroll yourself into the gym, lift weights, I don't know, whatever, drink potato skin juice, all kinds of juice available today. And you know very well, while millions dying with starvation, there are many people spend millions trying to not eat. And this is actually meditation. This is the diligence, this is the ritual, because you have developed the view that being slim is good. You have the gurus of the Vogues and, fashion designers and all of that. And then you have all the sanghas who are supplying all the vitamins and, potato skin juice and beetroot spread and all of that. And so you diligently associate with them. That's what we call a recollection of the, in this case, not triple gem, but some kind of a gem. You understand? Because that's your aim. And then, when you accidentally or because you are not disciplined, you end up more than what you should be eating, then you feel guilty, you feel sinful, then you report with this your local guru what to do. And then of course the local gurus are, don't worry, you can always start from somewhere. So anyway, to be slim has become a value that lots of people want to follow. There's some, so everything is a bit like this, Everything. Communism, socialism, democracy, Nietzscheism, existentialism, Hinduism, Jainism, even Buddhism. It's an idea which creates the value. So of course, you With hearing and contemplation, you analyze, is this the right idea or is this idea good for me? This you decide, of course. The same applies here. It is the view that creates the value. If you have decided that to be slim is the very valuable thing, then you will do all sorts of things to become that, including sticking your fingers in your mouth right after healthy eating. Everything, all sacrifices, sacrifices, really. It's not even a sacrifice. It's not even a sacrifice. Like those people who play gambling, casinos. I heard that in Kathmandu there's a lot. Anyway, mahjong, whatever. If you see the value of this, whole night you play, and that is not an effort. Whole night, it doesn't matter. You joyfully do it because you have seen that value. So similarly, we should also think about this, because why should we abandon the attachment to this life? Why should we abandon the attachment to the self and all of that? We establish the view. Tower 10 of the Tower 10 of what we call it, establishing the view. We have to really establish the view. Well, according to the Manjushri, Sajin Kunga Ningpo or Jidun Pichtawa Jason, as long as you have a grasping, you have no views, right? So is it all together different kinds of view, different kinds of value? It's not definitely not slimming or anything like that. Some isms. So you have to really see the value of this last sentence, which is, if you have grasping, you have no view. Okay, again, you not have to sort of really come from different angle. Because what is the purpose of the view? What is the purpose of view? The purpose of the view or idea or a value is usually it is supposed to give you a satisfaction, gratification. It has to be slim. What's the purpose of becoming slim? So that it gives you a gratification, confidence for being slim, happiness because you are now slim and everybody's going to look at you and admire you for being as skinny as skeleton. The value of this. Okay. Just because it's in my head, I have to spit this out, otherwise, I'll forget. Many of the worldly view changes all the time. It's only today in places like India, the girls are mostly girls, but also the men. They are working so hard to be slim. You rewind the Indian history 2000 years, Cholas and Gupta's time, to be plump is really nice. To be, it's sensual, it is abundance, it's considered good. And at that time, I'm sure everybody was trying hard to be something else. This, at that time, was the value. The value has changed. In China, the same thing. I think in certain dynasty, the small feet is considered really valuable, I should say. So, but the view that is taught by the Manishi, if you have grasping, you have no view. That doesn't change. That is how it is and what it is right from the beginning. It has not changed. It's never going to change. This is one value. It's not going to change.